Christian friends, God has a better plan than you imagine. Finding peace and purpose in God's unfolding story. Jeremiah 29 verse 11, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Hey everyone, and welcome back to Verve's Devotional. It feels so good to connect with you all again. Today, we're diving into Jeremiah 29 verse 11, a verse that's become a lifeline for so many of us, a beacon of hope in the midst of life's storms. It's a verse I personally clung to during some really turbulent times when anxiety felt like a constant companion. And I know, many of you are facing your own challenges right now. Maybe it's relationship struggles, career uncertainty, or even just that nagging feeling that you're not quite where you're meant to be. But today, we're going to unpack this beautiful promise from God and see how it can transform our perspective and bring us lasting peace. This verse, you see, isn't just a feel-good statement, it's a deeply rooted theological promise, a cornerstone of faith, built upon God's unwavering love and intimate knowledge of our lives. Think of it like this: God doesn't just have a plan for you, He has a plan with you, a collaborative masterpiece where He invites us to participate in His divine design. Now, the word prosper in Jeremiah 29 verse 11, the Hebrew word shalom, is so much richer than just financial success. It encompasses wholeness, completeness, a deep sense of well-being that permeates every area of our lives: physical, emotional, spiritual, and relational. It's the kind of flourishing that comes from aligning our lives with God's purpose, living in harmony with His will. This isn't about a life free from problems, it's about finding peace and purpose in the midst of them. Think about Joseph in the Old Testament, sold into slavery, falsely accused, imprisoned, yet God used those seemingly devastating circumstances to elevate him to second in command in Egypt, saving his family and countless others from famine. His story is a powerful example of God's sovereign plan unfolding, even when we can't see the bigger picture. It's a reminder that the detours in our lives, the unexpected twists and turns, aren't necessarily setbacks, but rather part of a larger, more beautiful narrative that God is orchestrating. And this brings me to something incredibly crucial: trust. Jeremiah 29 verse 11 is an invitation to trust God's unwavering love and His perfect timing. It's easy to get caught up in our anxieties, to project our fears onto the future, losing sight of God's hand in our lives. We might even start to question His goodness or His faithfulness, but the truth is, God's love for us is not conditional. It's not dependent on our performance or our circumstances. His plans for us are not based on our merit, but on His incredible, boundless grace. Just as a loving parent carefully plans for their child's future, anticipating their needs and guiding them toward their potential, our Heavenly Father meticulously crafts a unique and beautiful plan for each one of us. This plan isn't something we can completely understand or control, but it's a plan filled with hope and a secure future. Think for a moment about those times when you felt most lost, most uncertain about the path ahead. Perhaps you faced a significant heartbreak, a career setback, a health challenge, or a deep personal struggle. Remember how overwhelming those feelings were? The fear, the anxiety, the sense of being utterly alone. But even in those darkest moments, God was there, working behind the scenes, weaving together the threads of your story, shaping you into the person He created you to be. His plan wasn't to avoid suffering, but to use it to refine you, to strengthen you, to draw you closer to Him. Remember the potter and the clay? God shapes us through both the joyous and challenging times. Sometimes, the clay needs a lot of work, a lot of time under pressure before it takes its final form. Now, we've all heard Jeremiah 29 verse 11, countless times. But what does it really mean to embrace this promise in our daily lives? It means surrendering our anxieties, our fears, our need to control the outcome. It means choosing trust over fear, faith over doubt. It means releasing our grip on the reins of our lives and allowing God to guide us, even when the path ahead seems uncertain or unclear. It means finding joy in the process, understanding that even the struggles we face have a purpose, refining us, preparing us for the future God has planned. It's about actively seeking His will, praying for guidance, and remaining open to the unexpected ways He chooses to work in our lives. It's also about actively seeking community, sharing our struggles and triumphs with fellow believers who can offer support, encouragement, and accountability. Remember, we are not meant to navigate this journey alone. Surrounding ourselves with a faith community helps to keep our hope alive and allows us to grow together in our faith journey. Sharing our burdens and celebrating our victories with fellow believers is a powerful way to experience the love and support of God through one another. Finding a strong community to share your journey with will be absolutely life-changing. It can give you the strength and clarity to see the purpose in your journey and understand God's plan. The beauty of Jeremiah 29 verse 11 lies in its simplicity and its profound depth. It's a promise whispered in the quiet moments, a declaration shouted from the mountaintops, a truth that transcends time and culture. It's a reminder that we are not victims of circumstance, but beloved children of a powerful and loving God, who has a unique and beautiful plan for each of our lives. A plan that surpasses our wildest imaginations, exceeding our expectations, and filled with more hope and joy than we could ever comprehend. He sees the unseen, He knows the unknown, and He has a divine purpose and ultimate success for you. But the key, my friends, is surrendering to His plan. Letting go of our own self-imposed limitations and embracing the unknown with faith. Trusting that even when things seem chaotic or unfair, God is working, He's orchestrating, He's leading you towards a future filled with hope and purpose. It's about accepting the reality that God's plan may not always look like what we expect. It might be messy, it might be challenging, it might take longer than we anticipate, but it will always be for our ultimate good. He's refining us, shaping us, preparing us for the magnificent destiny He has in store for us. Think about it, God knows your deepest desires, your hidden talents, your unique strengths. He sees your potential in ways you might not even comprehend. His plan is not to limit you, but to unleash your full potential, to empower you to live a life of purpose and impact. He doesn't want you to settle for less than what He has in store for you. He wants you to thrive. He wants you to flourish. He wants you to experience the abundant life He promises in His Word. So often, we focus on the how will God accomplish this? How will my dreams come true? How will I overcome this challenge? But Jeremiah 29 verse 11 doesn't primarily concern itself with the how, but with the what. God promises a future of hope and prosperity. He promises a plan that will bring you blessing and not harm. He promises a journey, and it is your responsibility to walk it in faith, trusting that God's presence, love, and wisdom will see you through. It is about resting in that promise and living with a sense of calm confidence, knowing that you are held in His loving hands. Remember Joseph's story? The betrayal, the imprisonment, the seemingly insurmountable obstacles, yet God used it all to bring about a greater good, not just for Joseph, but for his entire family and even for a nation. God works in mysterious ways, but He is always working. He is always faithful to His promises, even when we can't see the path ahead. Sometimes the most unexpected detours lead to the most incredible destinations. Let's take a moment for reflection. What areas of your life are you clinging to, trying to control, fearing the unknown? Where can you release your grip and trust God's plan, even when it doesn't look like what you expected? Where is God already working in your life, even if you haven't fully recognized it yet? Take some time to journal your thoughts and share them in the comments below. Let's encourage and support one another on this journey of faith. God bless you all, and remember, He has a better plan than you can imagine.